Hello everyone, Mining King here. If you're watching this video, you're probably wondering, is GPU mining profitable still? How well did I do after mining 1 year? And, is it worth it? I'll answer some of these questions in this video. And be sure to stay to the very end of this video because I have a tip for how you guys can win the Newegg Shuffle and start getting some GPUs. The first question is going to be is mining profitable? And I'm just going to say, yes, it is. Now, most people have this misconception that, hey, I'm going to buy, 5 3080s and I'm going to make like $50, $60 a day off each card. That's not true. So if you want to get like real profitability of what cards are actually making, you need to go to whattomine.com, and I'll put that down and link in the description below, and then you can see they have what ASICs are making money, which graphics cards are making money, what coins you should be mining, what's the most profitable for it. It's a great site. And I'll show you a little clip up here right now of what to mine and what it looks like when you get there. So the next thing that I'm going to go over is, how much, so I've been mining since January of 2021, and I've mined throughout the entire year, and now we're getting to about the very end of the year, and I started with one rig. I started with 4 RX 570 8 gigs, 1 RX 580 8 gig, and that was my starting rig. Now, that's 5 GPUs. My farm's up to about 28 GPUs right now, but one I don't have in right now, so I've been at 27 for a while. So 27 actively mining graphics cards. So I started with 5, and I just kept snowballing and adding more and more as I got money back. So what I did is I started with $2,000, and that got me my first initial rig, which was the first rig I told you about. And I just kept slowly getting things. I bought a used motherboard. I bought a Z170, with the CPU and and the motherboard. Then I went and got a power supply. Then I went and got another graphics card. So it's just kind of like a little bit of a snowball effect. So now I've spent a grand total of $14,397 on all my gear. That's risers, small SATA hard drives, the motherboards, my cheap little mining frames I've been coming up with, power supplies, graphics cards, all of that. That's all what I've spent. And then what I've made I've made a grand total today of between the 4.19 ETH I've cashed out. I have $17,222. Now that amount of money will fluctuate because as it shows that you've gotten paid out, the price of ETH goes up and down. So I might have made a little bit more, I might have been a little bit less, but that's roughly what I've made. If you guys are wondering if you want to get into GPU mining, yes, it is worth it. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It does require some time to get your ROI, and there are times when the profitability is down and you're not making that much, and there's times when you're making a lot. You kind of just have to ride it through. It's not where everybody thinks like people are making thousands and thousands of dollars. Those are the huge miners. I'm just at about 1 gigahash right now, and I make about between $50 to $75 a day, depending upon profitability. So unless it just really spikes through, then it gets crazy. But most time, that's pretty much where I'm at. So I'm making roughly, after I pay my power down here, now I'm in Arizona, so my power is pretty expensive. I do have some solar, but it's just barely enough to cover my mining costs. So right now I'm getting between about $1,500 to about $2,000 a month after my electric bill. So that's like a really good part-time job. Like if I were to go, work at McDonald's or some other part-time gig, to work that job and then get paid and have taxes taken out, that's pretty much what that would be. But I'm just not doing that. I'm having my graphics cards make me money. Let's get into maintenance and troubleshooting. So as far as maintenance goes, there's not a lot. Every morning I get up, before, I go do my stuff every day. Right when I first wake up, I just check my miners, make sure that they're, going as they should. If they are, I check them again at night. And usually other than that, I don't have to check them that often. I do like a walk around, maybe like once a day. I just walk around, make sure there's like no burning plastic smell. I make sure all the connections are good because my cat one time ate my CPU fan cord on my motherboard, and so my CPU was getting overheated. So yeah, that was fun. Um, and then as far as like other maintenance goes, is like once every 3 months I shut down a rig and then I clean it, you know, and I'll turn one off, clean it, get it back on, turn the next one off, clean it, put it back on, and most of the time I just blow them all off with dust. I have an electric duster with little bristles on it, and I just blow them off and brush off what I can. I haven't had to repaste any of my cards because most of my cards are new, and the couple cards I did have used, I repasted them before I put them in my mine. So that's just what I like to do. As far as troubleshooting, there's been a few times where I've had some GPU temp errors come up. Most of the time, it's either a bad riser, card or cable, and also you may need to update some drivers in Hive, or you may need to update your Hive. But I mean, basically I'm on autopilot right now. So it's been a great year. I made some money, but I put all that money back into my mine so that way I could get it to where it's at right now. So right now I'm at $17,200, and it took me $14,397 to get here. And about after electric, I've maybe made like maybe 500 to like $1,000. You know what I mean, for the year. But I didn't take a profit because I kept, as you would think about it, I keep reinvesting into my company, to grow it more. So now it's at a point where either I need to save money, buy a shed, run an electrical panel out to it, and have a sub panel out there, and have another massive jump in my mine, or do I just keep it? Because right now I have it in more rooms. My wife will kill me if I put them in any more rooms, so I can't put them anywhere else in my house. So I'm at pretty much maxed out where I could fit in my house. So I'm at about a gigahash, and I got 5 rigs. So that's me personally. Maybe you got more space in your house. Maybe your house is bigger, or you got more spare rooms or something like that. I try to keep my stuff in my rooms, about 60% of the total room, of what that one circuit can run, because people might be turning on light switches or ceiling fans or TVs and stuff, and I don't want to be, having breakers go. So I keep it about 60%, so I don't run my wattage too high. So that's just me personally. Maybe you run it all the way out to the max. So anyways, to answer all your questions, yes, GPU mining is profitable. It is not a get rich scheme here. It does take time. The key to mining is to mine coins that nobody else is mining, and then you get more of the coin because there's less network difficulty. So you'll get more yields of the coin. You might not be making as much profit because it's not worth that much, but you'll be getting more of the coin itself. And then you want to hold the coin and wait for it to 100x. That is the key to mining, not just mining Ethereum, because you're not going to get rich doing that. You'll make some money, you'll make a generated income, but you're not going to get that 100x leap, Like if you've been mining Ravencoin for a couple of years right now, you're going to wait for this halving coming up, and you're going to hopefully make a killing. So anyways, guys, so my one tip for you guys to win on the Newegg Shuffle. So I've won the Newegg Shuffle twice this year. I won it one time in February, and I won it recently in December. So for me, how I won the the Newegg Shuffle is I had a bunch of expensive computer parts. Like I was thinking about doing a build, and I just left the parts in my cart, because I have a Newegg account. So I just left the parts in the cart, but I didn't buy them. And then, like about a week of doing the Newegg Shuffle, I won. And that happened to me both times. So I don't know if it's a for sure thing, but maybe it'll give you guys a little bit of an edge, and maybe it'll work, and you guys can get a GPU. And I did get the GPU, and then I never bought the parts. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. This is the Mining King here, and I'll see you next time.